if you look all through human history, obviously, I mean, we're a sexually dimorphic species, but men and women are we're supposed to work together. We're supposed to be collaborative.
Right.
We're supposed to be cooperative.
Right.
We're not the same. I know that statement angers some people these days, but men and women are fundamentally different. We have advantages, disadvantages. Yes, of course, everyone's an individual, but generally speaking, the disadvantages that men have are compensated for by the strengths women have. The weaknesses women have, men compensate for. So lo and behold, when both are present, as is the case because the population is 50-50.
Strength in numbers. You're stronger together than you are as a one unity.
Absolutely,
anyway,
and I think there's so much stuff in culture over the decades, honestly, which has been pushing a more competitive attitude. And as you've said yourself, that can even go into intimate relationships and marriages, where you have situations where instead of it being a collaborative approach of like, hey, let's play.
It's small-minded and small think. The game is, let's fight each other because that's our big game in life. Instead of, no, what do we really want and how do we have each other's back? Because when you really have a big enough purpose together, you're going to be having to fight a lot of people who don't want to see couples win, who don't want others to have financial successes. You're going to have, the enemies are going to come from you're going to have enough to do. If you're fighting your partner, you're playing too small. Like your game that's your game. Like if there's nobody else to fight, okay, have fun at that. Like if that's the game you want, that's the game you want. But it's so, for me, I did that and I have now the life that I have and want to have, continue to have. And this one is just so much more rewarding and fulfilling to me. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring, I really want to be, and I am indoctrinating myself with a lot of knowledge and investing time, energy, resources, and studying everything that I need to study to become the person I want to be in the future, which is the face of the new women empowerment movement, which includes how do men and women actually come back. We separated, and here's why. And I get that, and we corrected a lot of that. But now we got to learn from those mistakes and figure out now how to come back together and work together and reboot and collaborate and hit heightened levels of success together, because we are meant to work together. We are not meant to be separated. And I think there is an agenda, but that's a whole conspiracy theory. But I really do think that there is an avid agenda to keep people only by themselves and not partnered up with power or strength. And
yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. I mean, I've heard it described that, a lot of women over the decades ended up becoming the men they wanted to marry. Right? So there's this strange thing that's happened where there's been simultaneously a demonization of masculinity, at least traditional masculinity. But a celebration of those qualities if they're in women. And I actually think that it's, for all the talk of empowerment, I personally think it's actually disempowered women a lot, because it's essentially sent the message that for a woman to be strong and powerful and whatever, she basically has to be more like a man, right? She has to compete with men and do all the things that men do and compete directly in that regard, instead of going, okay, look, there's a lot of overlap between what men and women are capable of and what they can do. And in a free society, you can pursue your interests and ideas, which, by the way, are not going to have equal outcomes because men and women are different and have different interests. But I think it's a massive shame that instead of going, hey, look, you're different, and that's the superpower. The superpowers that women have are the things that men lack or completely don't have or cannot do.
Right.
But instead it's been like, oh no, all that stuff is terrible and it's a curse and it's bad. And you need to just be more like that, masculine, dominant, assertive man who competes and never switches that off. And, in some ways it's like we've simultaneously progressed and regressed, not just on this issue.
I agree.
But many things in society.
There was some very good things that needed to happen, and we progressed, and we have more to do along the line. But I think you're right when you said we have really gone in the direction of well, what does it look like for a woman to be powerful? And I think, yes, I mean, sure, we like our own products. We want to feel good. You know, we want to work. We have our goals. We have our dreams, and that makes us satisfied, and no problem with that. But I think we've gone so far into the direction of the strength and the thing and, you know, more masculinity or whatever, that we've ignored because the fact that this doesn't make a woman, but clearly we are the only ones that have the ability to have babies on this planet.
It's a big deal.
But it's a very big deal. I mean, without women, there's no
Humanity
procreation
stops.
of this civilization. So to me, it's the most important job there is in the world. Not that you have to have it to be validated as a woman. So I got to say that, or people put words in my mouth, right? But a lot of women, including myself, from the indoctrination of who knows where it comes from, society, the strong woman, our ideas of what that takes, totally diminished that role. Because when I went into the mother role, Grant, what do you do at a party? Oh, I run this and I'm the CEO of this and this. Elena, what do you do? When I wasn't acting at the time, I felt like I had nothing. I'm like, oh, I'm just a mom, like just a mom. Like I'm responsible for the procreation of civilization. I'm keeping these children alive. Why am I saying just in front of a mom? Like, why am I embarrassed, or like somehow my value as a woman is like degraded because I'm just a mom? Like,
it's like
what, that's psychotic to me. Like, why isn't it at the party, oh, Grant, I'm the CEO, I'm the billionaire. Oh, and Elena, oh, that's great, Grant, that's great. Elena, what do you do? Oh, I'm a mother of 2 children, you know, producing, who are going to be productive, contributing members of society. And wouldn't it be cool if the reaction was like, wow, you're a mom?
It's so interesting because I think in much of the world, that still is the reaction. I think that...
Really?
Yeah, I think that in our countries, you know, in modern Western countries, that role has been so diminished. And I personally, again, I think that's a massive shame because it is the most important thing. And even women who have very successful careers, who are also mothers, if they're being real in their heart, like which one are they most proud of? Which one is the thing, you know, when they're old and they're on their deathbed and they're thinking back on their lives, which is the thing that's going to give them that meaning? And hey, like this is something, this is my real legacy. It's children, it's grandchildren, it's all of that. And I think it's a discredit to women that has been, you know, you brought up the term earlier, talking about your previous mindset, and you use the term selling out.
Yes.
And the idea that
I'm a sellout because I want a family.
So crazy.
I never wanted to be married or have
crazy.
Kids because I felt like I was going to be a sellout to powerful, independent women. And it's like, so that's why I'm on a mission now to be the face of the new women empowerment movement, where I can encourage and embolden other women to own their role as mothers or as women or working women or whatever the dynamic is. And I can be like the inspiration and the stable point for marriages to say, you know, they're not always easy. You're going to have to work some things out. What isn't easy? Like, tell me one, you want an Olympic gold medal? You got to work for it. Yep. Like, the marriage is supposed to be different. It's supposed to be like honeymoon the whole time. It can be if you all work together and stuff, but you know, it takes work. Yeah. But I want to be that stable point that says, you know what, men and women can actually come together and be more powerful and stronger together than I can. Grant's helped me. Yes. Like Grant's helped me hit my heightened levels. Yeah. And I only take credit for his heightened levels. Yeah. Cause he's going to do whatever he could have done on his own. He's a genius. He's successful. He's always going to be that. But where did he go because I came into the picture and helped him with that? And he couldn't have done that without me. I don't believe he could.
And again, no, of course.
And I couldn't have without him.
Of course not. Even
I tried.
Even beyond the business and the money and everything.
Right.
Right? Grant is an incredibly successful entrepreneur and businessman, but even 30 years from now, right? Imagine if you're that guy, but you have no wife, you have no children, you have no grandchildren, so cool, you're sitting on $1 billion.
Where's your family?
But there's no, you know, how much money does one man need? What are you gonna do with it all? And that's the thing with this Empire Academy that I'm putting through.
It's the four pillars. It's the four pillars that you have to build the foundation to building the empire. And the concept is you can't be 10x in one pillar and have the other ones failing. And those are empire mindset. So your mindset, dynamic relationships, because it goes beyond just the husband and wife relationship. It's a relationship with the kids, the teachers, the customers, the clients. You know what I'm saying? It's relationships, dynamic relationships. Master your money, because I want financial freedom. You know, I walked away from a $1.5 million contract because they wanted me. In my contract, they said, you can't do anything political. And I said, fine. I don't talk political. I stay in my lane. I have a purpose. My purpose is empower women, protect children, and restore the family unit on this planet. That's who I am. I'm not political. But if you defy one of those three things, I have a problem. Okay. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm not. 20 minutes before I'm supposed to speak on stage, they tell me you have to take down a post that you did a month ago or you can't go on the stage.
Oh.
And the post was in retaliation to something that I saw. So I said, I don't care. You can do whatever. Again, they're going to try to take my one conversation and spin it off into other conversations. But if you just stick to what I said in the facts, a man, I don't care what mutations you do to your body, amputations, cutting your penis off, I don't care. You can't have a baby. You can't have a baby. I gave birth to 2 babies without drugs at my house. I did that. A woman did that. 8 billion people are on the planet right now. Not one was birthed from a man.
Yes.
All of them. So that's what my post, that they were so offended because I am upsetting this one particular community. I'm like, look, I never said they don't deserve rights.
Nope.
You deserve to be bullied. I will do business with you. I will help you. I support you. You have every right. I didn't
What's
say,
incredible
and I walked
is
away
that-
from it, but that's financial freedom.
Yes.
And then the last one is the design your life. And you can't be 10x in health and wellness and your lifestyle and having your money fail. So when you get your money right, which is why I'm so passionate about helping women and men and families get their money right, is because then you have financial freedom.